Upright, one that feared God and eschewed evil. Now, many of us become vulnerable to Satan because we open the door to him when we decide to play with evil. The moment you begin to have dealings with sin, the moment you begin to have dealings with wickedness, the moment you begin to have dealings with iniquity, you have by your own hand opened the door to the visitation of the devil. So there is a dimension of covering that is available to a man that is in alignment with God, that is righteous with God in his walk with him. Are you with me? Yes. A lot of people say, oh, body no be wood, which is a classical African philosophy to provide allowance for iniquity. It's an allowance for iniquity because body no be wood. Now, when you are doing your body no be wood, what you are doing is that you no longer eschew evil. You are in partnership with evil. You are in alignment with evil. And if any of these four factors are compromised in your life, are you there? You are not covered. So this covering, this commitment of God on the life of Job was a function of his uprightness. Are you with me? Now, for instance, we are stewards of the kingdom of God. We are stewards of the kingdom of God. A lot of people send in offerings, online people send in offerings. You people that are on site, you give offerings. And then it is our responsibility to manage those resources in keeping with the calling of God that we have received. Are you there? And even though we have records, very robust records in our accounts department, for every naira that is spent, there are robust records in our accounts department. Are you there? But you see, I say, are you there? We have records, okay? Every naira that is spent, I can tell you how it is spent. And none of it, you know that it is possible for people to collect money from people and spend it in a way that is not consistent. It has no bearing upon the calling, the mission for which the people gave the money. You know that possibility exists. The reason why, are you there? Now, it means that we have compromised the covenant that we have with the people that are supporting. Whereas the people may not know, but the spirit realm, I think we need to digress for me to tell you how the spirit realm is. You know, when that guy came, the seven sons of Sceva, when they began to attempt to cast out the devil from the demoniac did not need to go check a file or a register to know their identity. It was like a real-time, they had real-time access to the man's definitions. The moment you stray away from alignment, any demon within the vicinity is aware. There is a very powerful network, demonic network, that exists to the last minion of darkness that is assigned to your compound. When new developments break in the realm of the spirit, even that minion, that demon that is assigned to your compound is given an update on the status of things. So they know which territory they can enter into and which territory they have been forbidden to access. A commitment to personal righteousness, to moral rectitude, more in private than even in public. It is a practice that brings security. The CV of Job reveals his perpetual practice. This is his default mode. This is how Job is in his most natural state. He is perfect and upright, one that feared God and eschewed evil. Are you with me? I say, are you with me? In ministry, there will be proposals that a lot of people will bring to you that if you are willing to attend to, you need to compromise your commitment with God in order for you to go through with those proposals. And the moment you can afford to go through with something that is not accurate in the sight of God, what you have done to yourself is great disservice. Now, a lot of us have the privilege of hindsight. Are you with me? I remember my roommates, and I don't know what student affairs department in the university. They always put me in the midst of unbelievers. That is, chronic unbelievers. Even when we go to arrange so that all the members of one fellowship, we can be given concession and then we stay together. Something will go wrong and I'll find myself in a zoo. How many of you have been to a zoo before? Then you find the noise of a monkey is different from the noise of snakes. Different noises in the same accommodation. So I know many times where I will need to leave the room, because they bring women from 4 o'clock. So I take my books to read and then to pray and come back. They'll be with women for 4 hours. That's how I spent an entire session. Today, I have the privilege of hindsight, and I can look back, because the people are still alive, to see the outcome of that lifestyle. What did it produce? The thief will come. Please prophesy again to your neighbor. The thief will come. I heard somebody the other day on an airplane. I said, he doesn't look for anybody's trouble. He doesn't look for Satan's trouble. He doesn't look for... he is a man of peace so that Satan will leave him. I had no opportunity to reach him. That even now as we speak, the thief is coming. It is prophetic that the thief is coming. A pastor was counseling one of our appointment. I say, no, we don't cast out devils. That pastor is telling our appointment. We don't cast out devils because if you leave Satan, Satan will leave you. Which is it in the Quran that you saw that wisdom? Meanwhile, the pastor that was talking to our own point man, his wife just left him. He doesn't know that is a sign that his territory has been breached. His defenses have been breached. He still holds on to the philosophy when there's no evidence to show that there's truth in it. His wife had left. In that state of loss, he was counseling someone and saying, we don't fight Satan. People that fight Satan, Satan fights them. And his wife has left with the children. Are you with me? So there's this. So we are going to look at those 4 factors, maybe in the next lecture, more closely.